Hi, I'm Felisa.
And I'm Nakia.
Welcome to the Marriage Moment. Today we're going to talk a little bit about how to keep the fire burning in your relationship. You know, we all want intimacy and fun and excitement and adventure and romance in our relationships, but often the day-to-day challenges of life just sometimes gets in the way, and we aren't able to prioritize our connection so that we can have that fire. Things like children, because we have three, things like family, other family members, work, household chores and duties, and just management of all of that can sometimes cloud the intimacy and the fire, and sometimes even quench that fire. So we want to kind of get your feedback. We'll share a little bit of ours, but get your feedback as well about what you all do to keep the fire burning in your relationships.
Yes, and prioritizing your relationships are very important things to do, because sometimes we put everything in front of what we're really supposed to be doing, which is paying more attention to our relationships. Mm-hmm. See, the times that we say, hey, not right now, or hey, I don't got time for this, hey, I got some work done, or maybe later, those type of moments, create a disconnect in our relationships. And if you keep disconnecting that relationship, the disconnection becomes further and further apart. So it's important to stay connected. It's important to not put things in front of your marriage. Treat your marriage as your priority, as your first job, as your primary job. And that way, the disconnection is, because we will have those disconnection type moments, but, do understand that if you create too much, then it creates chaos. But if you keep it minimum, then it's not as bad. So stay connected. And so this week's challenge, Lisa, tell them about this week's challenge.
Well, this week's challenge, we want you guys to identify the top 5 priorities that you would ideally want to have in your life. And then put them on a ranking scale, 1 being your first priority, 2, second, third, fourth, fifth, etc. And then once you do that, take a look at your week and figure out with your week, how does your priorities lay out? Do you spend more time on a 5th level priority versus your primary priority? And then once you kind of get your week and get an idea of how you spend your priorities, readjust them so that they look like the order of the priorities that you have listed. And then do that individually, and then compare with your partner. If you're married especially, compare that with your spouse, and then determine how you're going to get your priorities back in line.
So that's your challenge for today, and we want you to really take heed, because being married is very important. Being in a relationship is just as important, because in a relationship you are basically judging what's going to happen. If this person is the right person for life, and in a marriage you are